Let's experience the process that we forgot to carefully examine as observers. When observing lightning at some distance, and the time delay from our fixation of the light of lightning, and the interconnected vibration sound of thunder from the center of the event of lightning striking a tree at some distance from us. In the time of careful observation of successive processes from the beginning of the event. In space, at some distance from us. In the beginning there was vibration. Has been transmitted in the form of spiritual and religious teachings for several thousand years among the monks of Tibet and neighboring territories. And what happened after that vibration may be the Big Bang, as physicists agreed to call the theory of the Big Bang in the vastness of the space of the universe and the existing life in the universe. Life in the universe exists on various material levels in the boundless space energy of the existence of the universe. Initially, there was a vibration in space at the beginning of the origin of life in the universe. At the same time, information in space about vibration spreads in all dimensions, in all directions. But the speed of propagation of vibrations in space is much slower than the propagation of light in space. That is, with some event in the surrounding space, with the possible simultaneous appearance of light and sound, such as lightning striking a tree at a distance of about 1 kilometer from us, we are able to initially fix the location with light with our eyes or visual devices, such as video-photo cameras in our hands. But after a few seconds, our ears catch sound vibrations in the wake of thunder from the side of the bright light that our eyes recorded a few seconds ago in the past. That is, energy in space can propagate in the form of two types of energy, simultaneously from one source of an event in space. First, fast light photons in streams of concentrated energy, meaning high-intensity electromagnetic radiation, which propagate in space at the speed of light at a constantly unattainable speed limit of almost 300,000 kilometers per second. Nothing in the world can move faster at every existing material level of life. Second, sound or vibrational oscillations propagate much more slowly in space from the center of occurrence of an event in space compared to light photons. So, the speed of propagation of light in air in the Earth's atmosphere decreases by only about 90 kilometers per second. The speed of light in the Earth's air is approximately 299,702 to 299,705 kilometers per second, which is only slightly less than in a vacuum. Due to the low refractive index of air, the deceleration is insignificant. Light travels about 90 kilometers per second less distance per second than in the airless vacuum of space. The speed of sound in the air of the Earth is approximately 0.34 to 0.35 kilometers per second at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. This indicator is not constant and depends on the temperature. That is, we receive information from the event in space first in the form of light, and then in the form of vibrations or sound after a certain time, with a delay in the form of a quiet pause of calm after a bright flash of a lightning event, and before a loud sound of thunder in the air due to the propagation of vibrations in the air. We have one light sound event in space in the form of lightning at a distance of about 1 kilometer. At the same time, we are observers. We observe and catch from one event two types of electromagnetic energy flows with a significant difference in the time of our ability to record, and the important point is that we can accurately determine the direction, the vector of the occurrence, strike of lightning into a tree. We can calculate the distance, knowing exactly the calm time between the beginning of the time of observation with the eyes of lightning and the recorded time of the beginning of the feeling of vibration or sound from lightning. It turns out that in space, from any event, information about the event simultaneously spreads by two interconnected streams of electromagnetic radiation in the form of light and vibrations or sound. In observing lightning, there is a very important observation. Always first, the light from the event, and always after that, with a time pause, we fix vibrations, sound in space. Calm time between light and sound for an observer of the event at a distance, and vibrations or sound in space always unconditionally follows light for an attentive observer at a distance from the event. Calm time is like a space in which information about light gradually decreases and information about vibration or sound in space accumulates. And somewhere in the center of the quiet time segment, there is an energy point of balance. This energy point contains 50% of the energy of light and 50% of the energy of vibration or sound. Can this be called the center of the quiet time process? And what processes occur in space which is saturated with such energy balance points? Can you imagine a four-dimensional space? And what does the movement of life look like in a four-dimensional space? Perhaps we exist on the surface of a four-dimensional giant tree, on a tiny piece of the surface of the tree of life. Planet Earth is a small branch on the tree of life in the vastness of the universe, with life in it at different material levels, life on all dimensions of the existence of life. What do you feel in the calm time between light and thunder?